Good morning, lovely people. Welcome to our Monday Marketing Motivation. My name is Jean Grunnert from Seven Oaks Consulting, and each Monday we pull a word about marketing from our lucky hat. Isn't this a beautiful hat? And that word I will then use as a springboard for a brief little talk on marketing and one action item for you each week. These action items break down a lot of marketing tasks into small, easy to do things each week. And I find that that helps me as a business owner focus on one simple thing that I can do to make an impact on my marketing. So let's get started. Let me pull a word from our lucky hat. Drum roll, please. Pull the word. Here we go. Today's word is mobile friendly. And that's a good one because it actually is a good springboard and talking point off of our last video where we talked about websites. So what does it mean to be mobile friendly? Your website needs to adjust and adapt its orientation, how it displays itself, for example, to whatever device your customers are using to access the site. So if you think about it, a desktop often has a large horizontally oriented screen, and a mobile device like a smartphone is vertical. So you want your website to adjust itself so that it looks good and functions properly, no matter what device people are using to access it. You want to make sure that the buttons are large enough so that they can be tapped on a mobile device rather than clicked with a mouse. And the same goes for menus. They should be easy to find on a mobile device and open properly. You want your site to load very quickly. So images should be a small file size, not necessarily a small shape, but in terms of kilobytes, I guess it is KBs, you need to optimize them for mobile. You can compress them using tools like Short Pixels to make them smaller so that they load fast on a mobile device. You want your fonts to look good, both on desktop and mobile. Remember that mobile devices often limit the number of fonts that can be displayed. And you also want it to have as few pop-ups as possible. I know a lot of site owners, myself included on some of my sites, have pop-ups to try and get people to say subscribe to a newsletter or take an action with the site. But on a mobile device, too many pop-ups will not only slow it down, they'll really hurt the user experience. And so you want to minimize those on your mobile device and your mobile-friendly website. Now, how do you know if your website is mobile friendly? Well, of course, you can check it on your own smartphone. Google has a link, I think, that you can use to test whether a site is mobile friendly. And you can look at your Search Console as well and get a good idea of whether or not it's doing well and is healthy on a mobile device. You can also tell which way your customers predominantly look at your site, whether it be on a desktop or on mobile devices, through your Search Console and through other tools like that. I find it very interesting to see that some of the sites that I own and work with, everybody's on a smartphone versus some of the sites I work with, everybody's looking at them on desktops. And I try and look for patterns, but I can't really find any. Like I can't tell you it's, consumers always look on their phones versus business people look on their desktops. In general, that's true, but not always. So you really have to go into your own Google Analytics and your Google Search Console and take a look at how your particular customers are accessing your site. So that's today's talk on mobile friendly. That was our Monday marketing motivation word. I hope you find these helpful. They're fun for me to do. If you'd like to get to know my work, please visit sevenoaksconsulting.com. My name is Jean Grunnert. I'm a marketing consultant and teacher and writer. I have over 30 years of experience, which I'm delighted to share with you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.